This is a piece of equipment called a Brix refractometer, and it's something that I think everybody who is very interested in cocktails should have. It seems like it might be a very advanced piece of equipment, and maybe it is, but it is pretty inexpensive. You can get it online for less than $20. And what it does is it measures the amount of sucrose in a solution. Sucrose is a disaccharide carbohydrate. It's formed up by two monosaccharides, glucose and fructose. Put those together, you got sucrose. What is sucrose? It's table sugar. So basically what this does is it measures the amount of sugar in liquid. One Brix, which is named after the inventor of the equipment, which is a 19th century mathematician called Adolf Ferdinand Weierstrass. It's like Weierstrass or something, Brix. He not only invented the Brix refractometer, he also invented the hydrometer, which also measures sugar in liquids. It's actually a little different than this. One Brix equates to 1 gram of sugar dissolved in 100 mils of solution, which is equivalent to percentage. So 1 Brix equals 1% of sugar dissolved in 100 milliliters of solution. A 1-to-1 ratio simple syrup that measures at 50 Brix is 50% sugar, 50% water, basically. This is really useful piece of equipment for a couple of different reasons. The first thing that you can do with it is you can dial in all of your syrups so they are completely consistent across the board, so that your simple syrup is the exact same sweetness as your honey syrup, which is the exact same sweetness as your ginger syrup, grenadine, orgeat, you name it. And that will give you the ability to dial in the consistency of your cocktails immensely. And if you're running a bar, you want to make sure that everything is consistent as possible so that everyone makes a great tasting drink. The other thing that you can do with it, and this is a little controversial, is that you can measure the sugars in liqueurs as well. So if you're making a daisy, which is a sour with the addition of liqueur, and it's coming out a little too tart, you can actually measure the Brix of the liqueur and you can dial in the sugar, the amount of sugar that you need to bring it up to the amount of sweetness that you need to be able to properly balance with the citrus. Here's the thing. So this is going to get a little bit nerdy, he says, after getting super nerdy already. Refractometers are not super accurate with alcohol because alcohol has a lower refractive index than water, and the refractometer is based on measuring against water. That being said, it is accurate to within 5 Brix, so you can get a pretty good ballpark when measuring liqueurs anyway. It just doesn't take into consideration the addition of alcohol, which has its own sweetness. And then it also doesn't take into consideration any other additives other than sucrose, such as fruit